The next one is called 5-point flower, and the reason why I called it this is because it's got a lot of punch techniques or hand techniques in it, and the hand obviously has 5 fingers, so I called it 5-point flower combo. So basically, to do that combo, you do up punch to stun, then you do your heavy punch, then you do forward heavy punch to do this move, and then you do forward punch, and that will do critical stun, and then you do down back punch to launch. This is quite a weird move because you sort of dodge backwards, so I'm guessing this has like some evasive property since you, and it looks like she ducks a little bit. Maybe I'll do slow motion. Yeah, so you see how she ducks. That could maybe, I'm not sure, but maybe you can avoid like a high strike with that. Anyway, use that to launch, and then after that you do forward kick, punch kick to finish. So there is a cheeky kick in there. I was going to make it 100% hand technique, but I just felt like finishing it with this combo, so that's what I used. So altogether it is nice combo. This actually, oh, I was mistaken. I thought Gentle Palm did the highest damage, but this one actually does higher at 94 damage. Let me just check that actually. In case you didn't know, if you want to see the damage of the combos that you do, you go to fight screen info, and you go to move details, and then I just do left. And then it will show the details on in the center of the screen. And if you look on the right hand side, you can see combo damage, and it does say 94 because it saves data from the combo that you just did, which is really useful. So let me just try and do that again. Yeah, that's definitely 94 damage. So yeah, that's that one. And that one is 5-point flower. Okay, next combo is Crane Flaps Wings. Now, I've already mentioned that Ling Xiaoyu and Pai Chen are very similar, and one of the moves that really highlights to me is this move. Xiaoyu has a move that is just like this. I'm not even lying. It is just like this, and even Xiaoyu does it from back-turned stance as well. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so nostalgic. I haven't played Tekken in ages. And then just doing this move with Pi just brought me so much joy. Anyway, so that's the start of the move, by the way. So you do, to do that, you do back and heavy punch. And this move is called Mei Shouho or something, but I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation, but I'll just call it Mei. So it's this sort of evasive stance, which is quite useful for a combo starter. So you do Mei and then punch to do this sort of flapping, well, I say flapping because that's what it reminds me of, like wings flapping. So punch, and that goes into the crouching stance, and when you're in crouching stance you do punch, and then you do, so it's like this, and then that is, actually no, when you do, after you do, when you're in crouching stance, then you do heavy kick. So it's to do this butterfly kick, and then after the butterfly kick you do back forward kick to do this sort of kick, this hook kick, and then to finish you do punch, kick, and that is 61 damage. So let me try and do that all together. This move is quite weird because after you do this hook kick, you can see the opponent is floating quite low, so it's quite odd that this move, which is high, can actually connect with that. So let me try and do it again. Oh wait. That's really bizarre. It's like a high punch, but it connects them when they're floating low. Anyway, so that's Crane Flaps Wings. The next version is one that I formulated. Basically, it's quite similar. You start off with May Punch to do this flapping move. This one's called Crane Flaps Wings Low, and you'll see why in a second. So you do May Punch to go into crouching, and then you do Punch Punch. Now you have to be careful with this one, because if you spam punch button after May, you'll do this move instead, which isn't what you want. What you want is the move from crouching, so you have to wait a little bit when she's in crouching stance and then do punch punch. I mean, if you're doing it, like if you're watching this with me, like if you're playing the game and watching the video, and you can try it, you will see what I mean. So there's this, and then there's this. See the difference? So after you do crouching punch punch, then you do forward forward punch to stun, and then you do back, you do May again, back heavy punch, and then you do finish with punch kick, like this. So to finish, so that's the low I was talking about. So all together it should be I really like this combo because it just looks really stylish, and like that little low on the end is really surprising that can connect, because a lot of the combos with lows, the low part doesn't really connect properly, but this one it does, so that's why I like it so much. It's like I think it's over and then there's a little low at the end. I just love that. Anyway, so that's Crane Flaps Wings Low. Alright, almost there. I've got 4 more to go. Next one is called Dancing Petal, and to do that you do a heavy kick to go into back turn stance. And this is a really good move, it does really good stun, but you have to be really careful because this move typically is quite slow, so you have to choose your moment carefully. So you do heavy kick to go into back turn, and then you do heavy punch to do this stun move, and then after you do that you do punch punch, forward punch, forward punch or dash punch, and you do down forward heavy kick to launch, and then you do down back heavy kick to do this backwards cartwheel, which is very similar to not Leo. I was going to say Leo, not Leo. Not Leo. Oh, I've forgotten his name. Elliot's cartwheel. It's very similar. A lot of the Kung Fu people, their moves are very similar. So basically, to do that again, you do heavy kick, punch punch, forward punch. No, not like that. So this is kind of similar to Elliot's Wheel of Fortune combo, but I wanted to call it Wheel of Fortune again. But this one's called Dancing Petal instead. Be careful about doing the dash punch fast enough, because if you don't, then you'll lose the stun and you have to start all over again. Just like that, and that is 84 damage, which isn't half bad. Next combo has a similar start. It's called Hook Talon, and you do that by doing heavy kick to go into back turn again, heavy punch to do stun again, and then you do, but this time you do punch punch back punch, and this move goes back into back turn stance, from back turn stance, or you can do it from forward facing, the same thing. And after that you do, in back turn stance you do back kick to launch, and then you do, to finish you do kick kick, like that. So altogether it is, to be honest, this is easier than the first combo I showed you, Dancing Petal, but the damage is lower at 72, so it's up to you really. I mean, if you've taken the risk to do this move, you might as well go for the higher damage one, but if you find this one easier, then just go for this one. So that's Hook Talon. Okay. Next one is called Peacock's Tail, and you'll see why in a second. You always see why in a second. Oh, Zoe just jumped. Zoe. Oh, that's my cat. Anyway, so to do that one, you do heavy kick again. I really like this move. It's slightly, to be honest, it's a bit unsafe, but I love it anyway. So you do heavy kick, then you do punch, punch, back punch, and then this move you do down and heavy punch. And if you look very carefully, I'll do slow-mo in a second. It has a combo throw. So basically, as soon it's a bit of a science, this one, or a skill or an art or whatever. So basically, as soon as you do the down punch, you have to tap the grab button, and it's kind of tricky. If you do it too fast, it won't work. If you do it too slow, it won't work. So it's just a matter of practicing it, really. It's really, sometimes I find that I just can't do it, but that could be just because I haven't been practicing that much. But the idea is to tap X just right after you do the heavy punch move. Like that. And it does this sort of peacock kick, and I called it peacock kick because Xiao Yu has a move that she has a kick that's just like that, but she does it from forward facing, and then she goes into back turn stance from that kick. And yes, so that's why I called it peacock kick. Let me see if I can do it one more time. Yeah, I think before I was doing it a bit too fast. It's like 1, 2. Yeah, that one I did press X quite slow, but anyway, so that one is called Peacock's Tail. That's 85 damage, which is pretty good, and the grab looks really nice. So that's that one. Next one is called Rising Wing, and this is another one of the Xiao Yu mimic moves that I love. So basically, this game is weird. This game is like Tekken in that there are some moves that are hidden in the command list. Now this is both a blessing and a curse, because it's a blessing because it's a real surprise to discover some of these moves, but it's a curse because if you don't discover them, then you'll never know about how good they are. So this move isn't, I really don't think it's in the move list, because I did the I went through the whole move list and I didn't recognize this move, and then when I did the combo tutorial, in the combo tutorial it tells you about it, but it doesn't tell you about it in the command list, which is really weird. Could be that I've just missed it, but whatever. So essentially it's a while standing move, and in Tekken there are lots and lots of while standing moves, but in Dead or Alive there aren't that many actually, so that's interesting. It could be because Pi is like a guest character, and maybe Virtual Fighter they have more while standing moves, but I don't know. So basically, when to do while standing attack, you have to be in crouching, and then as you let go of crouch, you release an attack, and I think there's like 2. You can do that one, I think. That's back and punch. A normal back and punch is that, but while standing it's this. So the move I want is while standing heavy punch, so it's this one, and oh my gosh, this looks identical to one of Xiao Yu's moves. If you play Tekken 7 and you played Xiao Yu, then you'll recognize this move. You will for sure recognize this move. If I can do it. Yeah. And Xiao Yu's version also goes into back turn just like that. I was like, oh my gosh, Xiao Yu, I was almost crying. Oh, I want Tekken 7 so bad. Anyway, I digress. So basically that's how you start the combo. So there are various ways to go into this crouching stance without having to try and maneuver it raw like this, because it's quite awkward and slow to try and do it raw without using a move first. So easy way to do it is to do down punch, or you can do down kick, or you can do dash heavy punch. That move's a bit more difficult to do. like that, and it's a bit more slow as well. Or you can do down forward punch, down kick to go into this crouch, and then do heavy punch after that. Well, any way you choose, you set up this while standing move, which is really good stun, and then you do back, when you're in back turns, you do forward punch, and then you do forward back punch punch to do this move, then forward forward punch, then back heavy punch or May, and then punch to finish. Punch punch, I think. Yes. Punch punch to finish. And that's 70 damage, that one. So let me see if I can do it all together. So you set up the while standing move. Yeah. So that's a really nice, elegant combo. 70 damage, and it's called Rising Wing. Let me try and do it again. So this is like a situational combo. I don't really like situational combos because it's like, when am I going to use this? But you can set, this is really easy to set up because you can do it from down punch, which is really fast, or down kick. This is actually what I would do with Xiao Yu. Actually, I would use like this low, or even this one, to set up the while standing stance, and then go from there. This is actually a technique I would use a lot with Xiao Yu. So basically, do while standing. Not that. And I forgot the end part. Back punch. Yeah. Yeah. There we have it. So that's Rising Wing. And those are all of the combos that I made. Or well, some of them I didn't make actually, to be honest. I kind of stole them and renamed them. But yeah, anyway, that's that. So yeah, that's Pi. I mean, I really like Pi. I haven't played her in a while because I've been so busy. But it was really, really fun to make these combos. It was a lot of work, but it was fun because she's a really elegant character. And she's just got so much Link Xiaoyu nostalgia. It's crazy, but yeah. So that's Pi. Next up, actually, I'm gonna do a very special tutorial. I'm gonna do a tutorial on how to actually make your own Dead or Alive combos, which will be interesting. So I hope you shall stay tuned for that.